Hello there. What is going on, everyone? Today we're talking Star Trek Into the Unknown, Cardassians and Klingons arriving in the newest campaign expansion to be announced, Glory and Zeal. We have some exclusive spoilers that we're going to take a look at in this video, and a big thanks to WizKids for giving us some very cool sneak peeks at some things that are going to be inside this box. So you won't want to miss this. Also, we are going to have a winner of the 12 Days of Life Day at the end of the video as well. So you're not going to want to miss any of this. This is going to be chock full of goodies, so it's going to be very exciting. So make sure you watch all the way to the end. If you want to have a chance to win any of the giveaways we're doing for the 12 Days of Life Day, which is 12 giveaways all throughout the month of December, you just have to be a subscriber and leave a comment on this or one of my other videos. That's going to get you entered, and there are fabulous prizes. So, and I typically announce winners towards the end of my videos. Now, with all that being said, we're going to actually leave the Bridge of the Enterprise because this is an expansion that does not really feature the Federation. No, this features Klingons and Cardassians. So let's go ahead and go into deep space. We're in the neutral zone. We're heading towards Cardassia Prime. But we're on board a cloaked Negh'Var class warship. Yes. And this is a great way to start things out. Plus, frankly, I just wanted to blow the graphics up a little bit bigger so you guys can see things a little bit bigger. So let's talk about, here's the box. So this is a campaign expansion. It's going to introduce the Cardassians into Star Trek Into the Unknown. This is going to introduce Cardassian cunning. This is going to be something that's going to add some new intrigue, new layers of intrigue and negotiations into your campaign. Now, your campaign here can continue off of your existing campaigns, or you can, play a kind of a standalone side campaign with this. Now, if you've already picked up Rising Tensions, you may already have some Klingons. This is also going to bring more Klingons in here. You're going to be getting a Burrell-class bird of prey. You're also going to be getting the Negh'Var-class warship alongside the Cardassian Galore-class cruiser and the Grumall-type freighter. And the freighter is an interesting choice because we first saw, Cardassians really show up in Next Generation, where freighters were being attacked by the Phoenix, and so the freighters were definitely a part of how we were introduced with the Cardassians, kind of sneaking supplies and sneaking military stuff under the veil of peace and scientific exploration. So it definitely adds a little bit of intrigue. There's some very cool episodes. Actually, in one of my most recent episodes of my coverage on Star Trek Into the Unknown, I talked quite a bit about the Cardassians. So this whole announcement comes at a wonderful time. Now, we did know that this was one of the expansions that was coming. Some things had been leaked, but these are now the official images. We have them in high resolution quality, and we're going to talk about some of these. So let's talk about the Galore. We've got a nice digital render here of the Galore class cruiser. This is going to be beautiful. I definitely think a lot of people are probably going to want to pick up 2 of these boxes so you can have extra ships to mess around with. You can have bigger fleets. I certainly want to have 2 of them. That's kind of how I roll. I like to have extras of stuff. It gives you cool options. And honestly, these models have all been spectacular so far. Now, this is a render, but the renders have always been very close to what the final product is going to look like. The Grumall type freighter looks like this one is on a small base. This one is I'm curious. We don't have a whole lot of information about exactly what role this one's going to take, but in Star Trek Into the Unknown, not every ship has to be a battleship, and that's the beauty of this game is you're able to get a lot of the ships that are recognizable, and these canon ships, things that we see on screen, things that freighters, for example, that are performing a vital function for Cardassians and amongst other factions as well. You're able to get things in here that you probably wouldn't get in a war game, and that's a beautiful thing because not every campaign mission is about war. A lot of times it's about espionage or exploration or scientific discovery. There's a lot of these things that factor in. And a freighter is more than capable of doing that, getting away teams to a planet, getting supplies from point A to point B. So I think that's going to be a lot of what happens here. But they're also not completely unarmed either. So I think I wouldn't be surprised if there's multiple types of configurations or different upgrades that you can put on this ship. We've seen they already have upgrades in other expansions that can sort of outfit a ship with some extra capabilities. Wouldn't surprise me if this one has something that can kind of have it as an unarmed freighter or an armed freighter. And it wouldn't surprise me with Cardassian cunning adding a little bit of intrigue into the game if maybe you won't know exactly if that what that freighter is carrying, and maybe you're forced to make some interesting decisions on whether or not you start a war and you attempt to board that enemy freighter or not. And so that's that's a really interesting door that this opens up for that. We also have a look at the Negh'Var class warship. This one is a beauty. This one's going to be huge. It's going to be beautiful for sure. We can see a couple of different renders for the Negh'Var. We don't have renders of the Bird of Prey because that's already released. We've already seen the Bird of Prey. We're getting another one in here, and that's a good ship to have multiples of because it's definitely the most prominent ship. You see Birds of Prey in multitudes anytime you see Klingon fleets, so any Klingon player is going to want multiple Birds of Prey. So this is a really good box for Klingon players because you're going to have a lot of Birds of Prey. I am going to have quite a few, and once this comes out, I'll be doing a lot of like Klingon fleet pictures on social media and Instagram and TikTok and Facebook and all of those things, and little reels and shorts and stuff. I really love doing that. And that's a beautiful thing about this is even if you're not even playing the game, the miniatures alone make it worthwhile because they are absolutely gorgeous. And with the multiple peg systems, you can actually peg them like slightly higher or lower than other ships, which is a really cool thing because it lets you set your fleets up in a thematic way where you can actually really see them all, even from a straight side view, which is a very cool thing. So that's a little bit of a look at the ships, but we have also some exclusive looks at some Klingons that are going to be in this box. We have Kor and Martok. Oh, this is the Dahar Master and the Master of the House of Martok. Both are here. I'm going to zoom in a little bit there. There we go. We got a better look at them here. I want to start with Martok because he has something new that I have never seen before. And that is this coordinated ambush ability, which we're going to talk about. There's a symbol next to that. We're going to talk about that. 13 points for Martok. He looks great. Both Kor and Martok both have 2 health, as you would typically expect for Klingons. Again, they're going on boarding teams. They're going down to the planets. They're fighting with their batleths. They're very aggressive when it comes to that. There's a lot going on here. All right, Martok, for one, he's got diplomacy, which is fitting. He's got discipline, 1 for each of those. Ordnance, 2. Martok is, frankly, what is he not good at? He's good at everything, right? Skirmish, 1. He's good on a ship. He's good down on the away team. Navigation, 1. He's good at the helm. He's good at weapons. And he also wants to be in the captain's chair, right? He has Qapla'. He's going to gain +2 discipline and +1 ordnance. Oh my gosh, he's insane. So what I really want to do is I want to go to those monks that cloned Kahless, and I'll have them clone Martok about 4 or 5 times so I can have a whole fleet full of Martoks. He is incredible, and I love that he is so universal. He can do so many different actions. But especially if you have him in the captain's chair, if he wants to use coordinated ambush, this is a cool symbol here. Now, so he can only use this if he's your Commodore. That's what that symbol is. Any number of Klingon ships at comms range may decloak or spend 2 energy to cloak. This is very cool because cloaking is expensive. Now, we don't have a full look at the Negh'Var, and we don't know exactly what the cloaking cost is going to be for the Negh'Var. But for the Vorcha, it's expensive. Heck, for the Bird of Prey, it's expensive. So being able to just spend 2 energy to cloak during Martok's, like when Martok is activating, it's any number of shit. You can have, now granted, it has to be a comms range. which might not be, might be really far if you have him on a Negh'Var. I imagine it will be decent on a Negh'Var. I imagine, having played Rising Tensions a little bit, he might be very good on the Vorcha, which does have respective range and good instrument power settings. So like there may be some good use for him on that ship as well, depending on what fleet you want to go with. But I would have to expect that he would work exceptionally well on the Negh'Var, since this is the ship that he's coming with. But that's the beauty of being able to mix and match and kind of design your own fleets and layouts and officers setup. Now, you're going to probably want Martok on the captain's chair. You're probably going to want him to be able to use coordinated ambush from time to time, but I'm guessing this will probably be like maybe a once or twice per game, probably a once per game thing. If you're going to have everybody cloak, maybe you've done a big thing, and I just really see this being useful after turn 3. All of a sudden now, maybe you have been playing nice. Maybe he's been following diplomacy. Maybe he's been accomplishing the mission. And now you find yourself, we didn't get our complication, and this Dominion player I'm playing against, for example, just flipped to a very hostile complication, and my ships are out of position. Well, now all of a sudden, when Martok activates, he can cloak it. If you have your fleet together, he might be able to cloak the whole fleet, which is really cool. Now, granted, this would require you to spend some energy. And so I think if you're going to have your fleet close together, you want to make sure you're operating at levels that are going to give you at least 2 energy back at the start of a turn. That's a really cool way. Now, also decloaking. Decloaking, you can block people off. You can perhaps potentially decloak a ship in such a way that you might prevent another ship from getting to an objective. You might be able to decloak a couple of ships and put them right on top of an objective that's going to increase the difficulty for other tests. This isn't even, you don't even have to decloak to attack. You can simply decloak to intimidate. And by the way, decloaking doesn't have the cost. It's only the cloak that has that cost. This is a very cool ability, and it's very flexible. And I view Martok as a character who is very flexible. He might be in the captain's chair. He may not use coordinated ambush at all. Maybe you're already decloaked. Maybe you're already in position. Maybe he wants to fire weapons. He can do that as a Commodore action from the captain's chair. He's already got Ordnance 2. He's already an incredible shot. And maybe he's gone down on an away team and come back up, and now he's ready to start shooting. Martok, I feel like he's going to be good in so many situations. And I love that it also feels thematic, how Martok comes in and kind of pushes Gowron out of the Commodore position. It's like, you know what? Gowron, you're no longer in charge. Step aside. That's my best Martok impression. Let me know. Let me know what you think. And then Kor, the Dahar Master. Now, we don't have the full reveal for Kor. But Kor is bringing some really cool skills to your Klingon fleets. He's got Culture 2. He's got Mysticism 1, Fieldcraft 1, Skirmish 1, which Skirmish is a good one. He's the Dahar Master, after all. Navigation 1. So I like that. I feel like the levels... the levels are right. That's going to be useful. He has Inspiring, which is always a nice thing to have. And he's got an interesting Qapla' ability, which we can sort of see. He seems like he is going to be adding discipline to other Klingons that have skirmish. If you already have skirmish, they're gaining discipline. That's sort of my prediction based on that. But let me know in the comments section what your thoughts are on what that could be. We can see it's discipline, your other, and then skirmish. So something about, again, he's teaching. He's instilling discipline in other young warriors, fledgling warriors. He seems like he is there to, and it fits in with inspiring. He's there to inspire people. Worf was inspired by this guy. He's taking, young Klingons who are looking up to him, and he's instilling discipline in them. Presumably Klingons that have skirmish, or maybe he's giving skirmish and discipline to other Klingons that are with him at a location. but I like it. I like that they're adding a little more depth and a little more variety to the Klingons. I love that, you know, existing factions are growing with this expansion pack. And I also want to point out that both Kor and Martok have sway with the Federation, which is very cool. So that's our look at Kor and Martok. I'd love to hear from you guys down in the comments section below on your thoughts on the Glory and Zeal, sort of a spoilery first look at what we've got here. Expect more from Glory and Zeal. There is a lot more coming. WizKids is going to be announcing this, I believe, today. Today is the big drop, and look for other content creators as well for some more spoilers. And of course, we'll be waiting with bated breath to see what other reveals are out there for Star Trek Into the Unknown, Glory and Zeal. Thank you guys for sticking. If you stuck with us this long, don't worry. We are going to announce a winner. So today's winner is going to be something that can help you in your journey to get into Star Trek Into the Unknown, or put towards the gaming expansion of your choice. Today's winner is going to win a $50 Amazon gift card. And that winner is, again, you just have to be a subscriber and leave a comment on this or one of my other videos. Today's winner is AskTide22. Congratulations, AskTide22. All you have to do is shoot me an email at mailcrabbok@gmail.com. Let me know what you've won, and I will get your information. We'll get you scored away. And if you did not win, don't worry. There's plenty more for the 12 Days of Life Day. You just have to make sure you're subscribed and leave a comment on this or one of my other videos. It's as simple as that. Well, that is going to wrap this up. I also want to point out any gifts that go 30 days unclaimed will roll over into new Patreon giveaways. So if you are interested in supporting the channel and joining the club on Patreon, there's links in the description below. You can also join our Discord, which is in the description below. And if you want to head over to the WizKids website and order any of their products there, whether it's the core set, Rising Tensions, or Glory and Zeal, or any of the other ship expansions, I'll have a link in the description below as well. That's going to do it for today's video. I want to thank you all so much for watching. Big thanks to WizKids for sending out some really groovy spoilers for Glory and Zeal. I will talk to you later. May the Force be with you. Live long and prosper. Be excellent to each other. Party on, dudes. So say we all. And always wash your socks.